Hello, this is Dunedain, and I'm going to be talking about the Firefly board game. So I'm going to start with what it is. This is the licensed board game based off of the TV show, and you are going to get a much better experience out of the game if you're a fan of the TV show. I would say if you have not watched the TV show, it's probably not worth investing the money in. If you're playing with a group of friends, it's still going to be fun, but I wouldn't recommend buying it unless you are a fan of the TV show. Now on to the game itself. I do think it was a lot of fun. I played it with a group of friends. It is kind of complicated, and the rules are actually not explained very well in the rule book. So the game itself is fun, but the rule book is not the best at describing them. Basically, each character is in control and is playing as the captain in their own Firefly class vessel. And you have two sections of the board that you are flying around trying to complete a specific goal laid out at the beginning in. And the first section is Alliance space. And there's an Alliance cruiser that travels around. If you end up on the same space as the Alliance cruiser, then your ship is searched, and a whole bunch of bad things can happen. And then there's the outer area where the Reaver is moving around. And if they get you, you have to kill a lot of times you have to kill one of your shipmates, or spend fuel, or have some other sort of penalty that happens when you're boarded by Reavers. And the big thing with this game is the time that it takes to play. So it's a lot of fun, and you can have a good time sort of making up the stories of what's going on, joking around with friends, and sort of like putting together a cool crew of people. But know that you're in for the long haul, okay? I think the board game said 2 hours for the scenario that we were running, because the good thing is they do have multiple scenarios, so it does have a lot of replayability, because you can pick up different crew, and you can play different scenarios with different goals at the end that you're competing against the other players to achieve first. The problem is, it said 2 hours, and 6 hours later, we finished. So, yeah, it's a long game. Expect a long game when you sit down to play it. It's a fun game, but a long game. Also, the hard thing is, unless you're familiar with the game, there are certain things that you're going to want to pick up as you're going through in order to complete the different goals that you've been given, that you don't know where to get them. So let me explain. There are different planets that you can go and buy stuff on, and those different planets have different crew in them and different cards in them. Sorry about that. So you don't want to go and buy from the wrong planet, because you could be wasting your turns, you could be wasting your time, or you could be wasting your money buying things that you don't really need in order to sort of clear out more spaces to draw more cards next time. The other thing is you have to play with the right people, because if you're not playing with people that are going to find excitement from looking at the characters and looking at the ships and sort of like trying to put together a story with it, I don't think it'll be as fun. So I would recommend playing this game. I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're a fan of the show. But I would not recommend investing in this game unless you are a fan of the show. And it's probably, and buy it knowing that even though you're going to enjoy playing it from time to time, it's probably not going to be a go-to, especially because of the limited number of players. I think it's a max of 4 players that it can host. On the opposite side, it can even be played by one person. I know there is a one-player scenario, so you do have a little bit of flexibility there, where it's going to be 1 to 4 as opposed to some games which are 2 to 4 or something like that. So anyway, that is my review of the Firefly board game. Let me know if you have any questions about it, what you thought about it when you played. We had a really good time. And please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.